I bought some bikes. All right, hello there, gorgeous. If you click this video, it's because you are on the market for some e-bikes. Specifically, you're looking for something that works with families. So I did some research. I'm not the expert by all means, but I'm gonna tell you the reason why I decided to buy the Ride1Up Rifts. So I got the step over and I got the step through. The step through for my wife and the step over for me because I'm 6'1". When I was looking for bikes during the research, I needed something that was A, big enough for me, I'm 6'1", B, gonna be able to allow me to lug my kids around, and C, it can handle hills just fine. Because the last thing I wanted to do was, if we had to stop for some reason on a hill, I didn't want my wife to have to struggle with pedaling. She can just hit the throttle and go right up. So that's kind of what led to my decision. I had experience riding a lot of Rads because my friends have them, and I will say they suck on hills. So then it took me looking at the Murph bikes. The Murph bikes were big enough for me. They were powerful enough on the hill, but they only have one option if you want to have passengers. So I was looking out the Alpha Cargo, which is that bike, it's huge, or just the Alpha. The problem with it is I'm gonna spend $3 on that bike, and then I have to deck it out with third-party accessories just to allow passenger seating. So I didn't feel good about that. So then I started looking at the Tahini Enzo. That's a new bike that just recently came out and it has 2 batteries on it. It had a 90-mile range, it had suspension, and it handled hills great. The problem was it was just a little too short for my 6'1" frame. So that led me to the Ride1Up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get these built, we're gonna install the Yep Mini, we're gonna get the kids test driving this, and we're gonna see how this handles. Okay, so I was getting ready to unbox these and I just turned them and I realized the boxes were damaged. So I will say, one of the common themes online, the review is saying that the boxes did arrive damaged and that some of the frames are scratched. So hopefully we don't have to cross that bridge, but we're gonna find out pretty quickly. Okay, I think we might be in business. Look, if you kind of look in, you can see it's the actual tire spoke that is breaking through. So that is definitely damaged, but I don't really care about that too much. And we'll look at the other box too. That's exactly what's popping through. Okay, so I successfully took this out of the box. I started taking things apart. I installed the handlebars and I moved down here and look, the front fork is busted. That sucks. All right, I just reached out to support. Hopefully they're responsive because this is kind of exclamating the fears of the feedback you hear online. Okay, now we're opening up my wife's bike, and this has some nice scratches. I have no idea. I had this on it. I had no idea how that happened or why that happened, but hopefully that's it with this bike. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's the update you didn't ask for, but I'm gonna give it to you anyways. I emailed support. They advertise anywhere from 2 to 8 business hours. So keep in mind, if you send it towards the end of the day, they may only track 2 of those hours and then it'll roll over into the next day. So I got a response the next day. And what they decided to do, because of the scratched paint on my wife's bike, they gave me $100 refund. And in terms of my broken fork, they are sending me a new fork and they're gonna pay for a local shop to install that fork and replace it for me. And then they're throwing in a few accessories. Okay, so it's been about 15 days and I finally received the new fork and we were able to replace it with the old one, thank God. And it took a little bit of effort. I will say I really wish support would have just sent me a whole new bike, but I get it, economics and all that. My concern was the frame might have been bent. Support is responsive, so if you do run into an issue, you know, they will take care of you. It climbs hills like a champ, and it's got long range, and I have all the accessories I need to allow my kids to go with me. Stop and go test. Okay, so that's a quick recap on our experience with the Ride1Up Rifts. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I did buy the passenger kits, which allows me to have my kids go in the back. So it included pegs, wheel protectors, so dresses and legs and things don't get caught up in the wheels, as well as the seat cushion. And yeah, for us at the end of the day, you know, this was a really good fit for us. Adding the Yep Mini was incredible too. I did have to modify a little bit. I needed to remove some molding so it can fit the girth of the neck of the handlebar, but other than that, it worked great. I would say that this was a really good setup for my use case, and I know your use case may be different, so really do your research before you go through these. We're buying this online. You can really touch, feel. That's kind of why I did this review. So you know, you guys can kind of make a decision for yourself. But I think for the price point, the fact that it has suspension, the fact that it has the fat tires, I mean, for less than $2,000, you have a solid bike. I think that's really worth the price of admission there. So do what's best for you and your family. But for us, we're able to now go get ice cream on our e-bikes in the evening. We're able to mob to the beach. Today we went and grabbed some donuts at the donut shop. And so you got to figure out what's going to be the best use case for you. I'm actually going up a hill right now. Just throttle only, and what do I know? I'm just a kid, right? But links are in the description if you want to pick up any of the gear, from the locks to the helmet to the Yep Mini, as well as the Ride1Up. There should be a coupon code for that if you want to actually pick one up. But at the end of the day, make the decision that's best for you and your family. All right, guys, on the next one. See ya.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you, I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.